why we must separate. Why should we, the original nation, separate from our slave masters' children here in the hells and wilderness of North America? The simple answer is otherwise we go down in the lake of fire with the devil. The messenger in the message to the black man says it is far more important to teach separation of the blacks and whites in America than prayer. Just think about that for a second. Separation, teaching separation and doing separation is more important than prayer. In other words, it's doing is more important than just talking. If all you're doing is talking, how is that really going to help anybody? It could to a degree, but if you really want to help yourself and help others, you actually have to do something. Not just talk about it, you have to be about it. In the messenger's time, while he was here from, teaching 1931 to 1975, his primary mission as the messenger was to teach civilization to the uncivilized. Teach the black man and woman here in North America knowledge of self, knowledge of their open enemy. It's still the duty of the civilized man to teach civilization to the uncivilized. That part hasn't changed. But the days of fishing, in my opinion, are over. Just spending your time, your energy, your resources, going out to the lost found and trying to save them. I think those days are over. If one of the lost found is seeking knowledge, yes, by all means, share the truth with them. Truth is independent. It belongs to no man. The only thing you could do with it is share it. The only thing that a man truly owns in this life is his wife. And truth, as I said, is independent. That's something that you share. So if the lost found, if somebody uncivilized is asking you, asking a question for understanding purposes, yes, by all means, answer the question, teach the uncivilized civilization, but don't go out of your way to do it. The time isn't calling for that anymore. The time right now is calling for separation. Those that want to be saved, the 5%, the poor righteous teachers, it's time to separate. Not just talk about separation, but it's actually time to separate. Separate from our open enemies. The days of fishing are over. Fishing for the lost found, that's over. If you can convert a lost found, great. But you shouldn't be spending your time and energy on doing that. Your time and energy should be spent on separating from our open enemy. And today we should be applying our knowledge and gaining wisdom. What I mean by that is we have all the teachings from the messenger. We have his books, videos, newspapers, etc. We have all this knowledge. But it's like when the messenger said, separation is more important than prayer. Doing is more important than talking. Having all that knowledge is good, but it's more important with, you can show and prove what you've done with that knowledge. That's where the wisdom comes in. The experience that you get. Taking your knowledge and going into motion with what you know. It's one thing to read a book about carpentry. It's another thing to actually roll up your sleeves, pick up a hammer, pick up a saw, get a screwdriver in your hand, and actually build something. Then you get some experience. Then you get some wisdom to go along with that knowledge. So it does no good for those of us that are the poor righteous teachers, those of us who are students of the messenger, to have all this knowledge, but we haven't applied it. Money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life. I'm guilty of this myself. You know, when I was waiting for a savior to save me. You know, when I first heard that many, many years ago, when I read that, I believe it's in many of the messenger's books, but when I first heard about money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life, I thought that was going to be given to us. Given to us. What I'm seeing now is nobody is going to give you anything. Money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life, that's not going to be given. It must be taken, but taken through knowledge. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody go out there and rob a bank or hit somebody over the head or do anything unrighteous. I'm not suggesting that, but the planet is ours. The planet belongs to the black man. The planet is ours. We're the God of the universe. The whole universe is ours. So the money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life, we have to take it. We want those things, we have to take it, and we take it through knowledge. But the point is, we have to take it. We have to go in motion and take it. It's not going to be given to us. As long as you're doing the right thing for the right reason, Allah will back you. The devil's time was up in 1914. The whole reason why Master Fraud Muhammad taught the messenger and the messenger taught us is so we'd have knowledge of self and knowledge of our open enemy. He didn't just tell us that the planet is ours for no reason. It's ours. We have a right, a divine right to take back the planet. Money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life. We have a divine right to that. We have a divine right to that. It's ours. But nobody's going to give it to you. You have to take it through the knowledge that was given to you by the messenger. Take that knowledge, apply it. You'll gain wisdom through putting that knowledge into motion. The same way a carpenter reads his book about carpentry, then he rolls up his sleeves, picks up a hammer, picks up a screwdriver, applies the knowledge, he gains his wisdom. You got the messenger's teachings, we've got the messenger's teachings, now we have to apply it. Money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life, it's ours for the taking, but we have to take it. With the knowledge that we have to take it. It will not be given to us. You don't need permission. You don't need permission to do any of this. You've been given the permission. Allah himself in the person of Master Fraud Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever. He gave you the permission. He gave us the permission. You want the money? You've got the knowledge now. The messenger gave you the knowledge. Go in motion. Get the money. You want the good homes? You want the friendships in all walks of life? The messenger gave you the knowledge. You got it. You've got the permission from Allah himself. Go in motion. Take it. It's your divine right. It belongs to you. You're the owner, the maker, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. It's yours. What are you waiting for? What are we waiting for? Today, separation is the test. As I'm speaking to you right now, August 2021, separation is the test. Everybody has their own individual test that they go through. Separation is a test that we collectively, the poor righteous teachers, the 5%, those of us who are students of the messenger, that is a test that we are all going through. Most of us that are students of the messenger, that have knowledge of the messenger's teachings, we could talk about it. Some of us could talk better about it than others, but we could all talk about it. Separation is more important than prayer. Doing is more important than talking. The separation is going to be the test. It is the test that we're all going through right now. You could be some knowledgeable brother living in New York City, Detroit, Philadelphia. You could recite the messenger's teachings backwards, forward, left, and right. But if you don't actually go in motion and separate yourself from our open enemy, from the devil, more than likely you're going to go down with the devil. There is no abracadabra. There is no hocus pocus. There is no beam me up, Scotty. There's not going to be a snap of the finger, and all the brothers and sisters that know the messenger's teachings are going to get beamed up to the mother plane, and life will be great. You're going to have to take the knowledge that was given to you, go in motion with it. Doing is more important than talking, and separate. You're going to have to separate. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, August 2021, the devil is setting up two societies. Well, I'll talk about more about this later in another podcast. But right now, two societies are being set up. Some people might look at that as a scary thing or a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. For those of us who are with the messenger, followers of the messengers, have the messenger's teachings, that's actually a good thing. In other words, the messenger told us long time ago, over 50 years ago, separation is more important than prayer. Separate from your open enemy. Those weren't just words. Most of us are guilty of not doing that. Most of us are still closely intertwined with our open enemy. Our open enemy still clothes us. He still feeds us. He still puts a roof over our head. If we're being honest about it, that's still the case with most of us to this day. We're not separate at all from our open enemy. Now our open enemy is going to force that separation, whether you want to be separated or not. So it would be wise for us to voluntarily, while we still can, separate from our open enemy before it's too late. The bottom line is, if we don't make a separate civilization of our own, we will die.
So